Well, the equalising goal came, and this is an individual we discussed pre-match, so I'm going to take my imaginary microphone, the proverbial microphone, and pass it over to you, David James, because Hugo Lloris, would you fault him here? He's been under pressure after the last game.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, going back to the last game, I think there was undue pressure on him. It wasn't all down to him, but this ball in here, you could argue it's difficult because of what happens. But I think if you're focused on the ball, you come out and take it. Yes, Kevin De Bruyne runs in late, but you should be expecting bodies to run across the front of you. And everything about the position, it's almost like he's mistimed the flight of the ball and he's going for a straighter ball and then ending up having to come back on himself to try and scoop it up. I've got to say, it's a mistake, big mistake. And we said before the game, you know, it's a big game for Tottenham against one of the best teams in the world. You know, how would Hugo Lloris respond? And that is an error which has given Manchester City an opportunity with their only shot on target. Gary?
Yeah, I'm trying to defend the keeper. I think it's a really difficult position to play, full stop. I could never play as a goalkeeper and I could never play as a centre forward. Anywhere in between, I was okay. But I put it down as yet a mistake. And if after the game you say to Hugo Lloris, what do you think about that? I think he would have to and honestly hold his hand up. His error.
I'm going to be very straight with you here, JMO. Do you rate Hugo Lloris as a top keeper?
Right, top where? He's a World Cup winner.
Let me put it this way. Before Alisson arrived, he was heralded as the preeminent sweeper keeper in the Premier League. Now, his stats, statistically speaking, have shown he's become more of a line goalkeeper in recent seasons. Maybe that's because of the managers in charge. We really don't know. Maybe because he's gotten older and he's not quite as fast. I have no idea. But he just signed a new contract with Spurs. He is the captain as well. He's the captain of his national side, who, might I remind you, are the World Cup champions. So we're talking at that level. Someone who can go and play for France and be a top-class goalkeeper.
It's one of these things, Adam, as much as it becomes cliched, you know, every mistake by a goalkeeper leads to a goal. Well, today we've seen that. If you look at the World Cup, it wasn't his best performance and he came away with the winner's medal. So, you know, the match is more important. With regards to one of the best goalkeepers in the world, no. One of the best in the Premier League, like Gary said, top 5, whatever, then fine. The Premier League is the premier domestic league in the world. So in theory, he's still up there amongst some of the best in the world. But I just don't see enough top performances in the top games. And hence one of the reasons why Tottenham are struggling to get into the Champions League positions rather than being there challenging for the titles.
Let me put it another way for you then, JMO. I saw an interesting stat today. I think Ramsdale has conceded, he's kept 11 clean sheets in 19 matches, and he's very much in the running. I know he conceded today, but he's in the running for the Golden Glove. Is Lloris the best goalkeeper in North London?
Oh, good question. Well, I mean, they're two different teams. I mean, we look at an Arsenal team who, when they're hot, then Ramsdale doesn't do much at all. I was surprised he even conceded today against Brentford, considering how much Arsenal were dominating that game. But and also he's very inexperienced. Yes, it's in his 3rd season. Lloris, as we see him here, has got a lot more experience. At the moment, if I needed one in goal to get me over the line in the Champions League, I would still go for Hugo Lloris. However, there is much more potential in Ramsdale to become, potentially, one of the better goalkeepers in Europe, if not the world. He's young, aggressive, and he just needs a bit of fine-tuning.
Yeah, the last English goalkeeper to win the Golden Glove was Joe Hart, about 8 years ago, as a matter of fact, and he kept 14 clean sheets in that campaign. Ramsdale's only 3 short of that, although the standards have been set very high by the likes of Edison, who we're seeing right there on the screen.